Hey everyone, welcome back to another tea video. Today I'm bringing you 2024 White2tea Moonwaffles White Tea. I got this particular cake from the steeping room, as well as I have another cake that's been sitting around for a bit that I haven't broken into that I got directly from White2tea. This tea is still available through the steeping room, and as of right now, I believe White2tea started shipping to America again, so you can get it through them as well. Steeping Room, of course, is a U.S.-based company that ships from Texas, so if you are worried about that, you can still get it from them as well. I'll link both links from White2tea and Steeping Room below if you want to get a hold of this tea. But starting out, I'll read what this says, I'll read what the site says, and then I will pull out the cake, show it to you, and break off a square and get steeping. But currently, I believe there are still tariffs. I'm not sure how that's going to work with shipping tea from China. I know the tariffs, to my knowledge, are lowered. I think what it is 10%. So I'm not sure how they're doing that. The White2tea website might say. I can check on that in a bit. But alright, this says a shade dried big leaf white tea from Yunnan. Each little square is meant to be enough for a single session. We recommend gong fu steeping, but if you prefer Western teapot style, use water at 190 for 3 minutes. Adjust as desired. And then I will show you the website as well. Oh, alright. So the website states 2024 Moonwaffles from White2tea is a compressed white tea made using lots of fuzzy white buds from Yunnan big leaf tea trees. The cakes are scored into a waffle shape, which makes it really easy to break off a chunk when you're ready to prepare it. Tasting impressions include fresh hay, florals, and sweet cream with a nice hefty body. This tea was shade dried, which means that it was simply picked and then allowed to dry slowly in the shade. Because it wasn't oven dried or sun dried, the tea took a bit longer to get to a dry enough state for it to be ready, and that extra time means it went experienced a bit more of the that's a weird sentence there. It went experienced a bit more of flavor and color development that comes with oxidization. And I have kind of cheated and already broke into it because it looked really good and I wanted to taste it. And I will say so far it does taste more like it has a little more age on it than a lot of the fresher white teas I've gotten a hold of, which is really interesting, and that's why I got two cakes. I do plan to just keep one sealed and let it sit for a year or two and just see how it tastes then. But price on this is extremely reasonable in my opinion. 25 gram sample, if you just want to taste it, is $6, and a whole cake is $36 for 200 grams. Yeah, so it in my opinion, fantastic price. And after having already tried it, I'm glad I got two cakes. But let me get this bag open, and I'll give a dry smell profile just straight out of the bag. I feel that's where like the smell's most concentrated. It smells really nice. It has that kind of jammy, figgy scent that comes with like an aged white tea. A lot of sweetness to it as well. It's very approachable, very wonderful, honestly. I love me a good aged white tea, or a white tea that just seems like it has some age on it. It's like sweet, it's inviting, it's also, if I recall, this has quite a body to it for a white tea, which is interesting. Just really inviting smell on it for sure. But here's the cake. It already kind of looks a little rough just because I did open it up already, but I do love the artwork on these. Similar artwork to their waffles, which is a show pour, which I got a hold of one of those cakes too. I'll break that out at some point. But it says, accept no substitutions, White2tea waffles, the undisputed best tea waffles in the universe. Out of this world, batter like mom used to make. Moonlight white tea waffles pressed with loving care in Yunnan, China, like no other. And if I recall correctly, this is basically what the other waffles says as well. Just it doesn't talk about white tea; it talks about the pour in it. But I'll get this open so I can show it to you. It's double wrapped, has like this the nice outer layer, and then the inner layer of like more like tissue paper. And then you can see that little corner there that I broke off already. But really nice looking cake. A bit, I don't know if it's because of pressing or like they said, it's slow dried in shade. Um, so it's slower. That gives it, I guess, a little more depth and maybe more color. Um, More oxidation, which you can definitely smell it. It definitely doesn't smell like a typical fresh white tea when you get like silver needles or something where there's absolutely no color. It's like white downy buds and really vegetal and maybe a bit floral. This one's quite fruity smelling, quite sweet smelling. There's a bit of vegetal notes still in there just because it is a 2024, but it's still definitely tastes and smells more akin to a aged white, which is what attracts me. But let me show you the other side so you can see those that waffle scoring, which is I think pretty unique and pretty cool. As you can see, last time I did it, I just kind of broke off a whole section. Tasted fine to me. I was drinking tea for quite a while, but it's not the easiest to break off for sure. It still wouldn't hurt to use like a tea pick or some kind of tool. Breaking it off is, there we go. Breaking it off in like the right sections is kind of tough to do, but this is what we'll go with for today. All right, I have my teaware here. Still had a bit of remnants from the last time I drank this white tea. It was like a day ago, a day or two ago actually. But I'm gonna get this all cleaned out real quick, and I will get this steeping. Gaiwan ready to go. We're gonna go in at 185 degrees Fahrenheit. This will be probably approximately 10 to 15 seconds. It is, I wouldn't say super densely compressed because while it is scored, I could still, break it off fairly all right with my hand. A tea knife might help you just break off a little more exact portion if that's what you're going for. But I'm fine with a little more. Nothing wrong with an extra long session with some white tea. But I think we'll pour it out about there. Already got some good color on it, and this will probably take a session or a steep or two to start opening up, but we can get at least a wet leaf smell profile on this right now. So it definitely has like a little bit of a floral scent opening up. There was definitely more like a figgy, fruity scent in the dry leaf smell. Now I think it's a little more floral, a little more vegetal smelling, but there is still quite a bit of a sweetness in there as well, especially for a white tea that is, I would say, still pretty fresh. So there definitely is a little bit of that figgy, I don't know, fruity, like molassesy kind of scent going on. Maybe like dates, figs. I don't know. I always compare aged white tea to dates and figs, but it definitely looks really solid. And this liquid, for being just the wash, looks really clean for the most part. There's a few little bits floating around, but that's fine. It's kind of like a deep, I don't know, a deep tan color or something. No cloudiness, looking good. Let's give, we're going to taste the wash today. There's a good scent to the liquid. There's not a whole lot of taste as of yet, and there is a little bit of body already forming. I think once you get into it, once it's open, it's probably a good medium body white tea. I wouldn't say it's particularly thin. Some white teas are thinner, some aren't, but this one definitely has a reasonable amount of body that I really appreciate. It kind of like coats the mouth in like a syrupy sweetness that I like a lot. Really nice, even for the wash. But I'm gonna finish drinking this wash, and I'll get the first steep started in a moment. All right. right, here is that first steep. Probably went for about 15 seconds there. I do believe, or at least I haven't tried it, but I do think I could probably get away with Grandpa brewing this or just sticking it in like a pot of reasonably hot water and just leaving it and topping up the water as you go. I would just make sure to not make the water too hot. My previous session, which was quite large, it was basically like it was like the edge squares. Some of them are kind of like quarter squares, so it was like three of those. So it was probably equivalent to like two total squares. But I probably went for, I don't know, like a good 8 to 12 sessions, somewhere in there, before I felt like I wasn't getting too much out of it. But if you really wanted, I feel like you could probably just stick this in a big old pot with a. I wouldn't personally go over probably 195 Fahrenheit, but for the early steeps, I'm gonna do 185. I might go up to 190 towards the end steeps when I'm losing flavor, but I personally wouldn't go over that. I think this tea does very well, at least in my experience so far with these lower temps. You can give it a try, you know. You might scorch it, you might get some more acrid flavors, but you know, if you're willing to use up a square and research it a bit, that'd probably be fine. But let's taste this first steep real quick. Definitely getting some more flavor out of it now. I think one more steep will probably be where it really opens up, but as of now, good amount of sweetness and like some kind of fruity, tangy notes coming through. Definitely a little bit of vegetal still in there, a little bit of that like fresh tea notes that are in there, but definitely approaching aged tea. I truly think if you age this properly, it'd probably be very, very solid and taste like some of my like 7-year aged whites I have in probably like 2 years. Very nice so far. I would say this already tastes like a 2 or 3 year aged white. It does have a very like luxurious, rich mouthfeel, if that makes sense. It's almost like a thick. It's like a little syrupy almost, with that little bit of sweetness, the floralness, and that like those jammy like notes that I'm getting. Really nice. They mentioned fresh hay. I think that's pretty apt as well. It's like that vegetal sweetness you get that kind of reminds, if you're around like fresh hay bales in like a farming area, like it very, very like sweet notes to that as well. They mentioned sweet cream. Sure, I don't really maybe the thickness and sweetness approach sweet cream. I don't really get that on this, but if that's a descriptor that they think is apt, maybe you'll get that in this. But I'm very much enjoying this tea so far. I think I'm gonna do another steep just to talk about this last steep, and I'll probably end it there. Second steep, I think I went a little longer this time, probably about 20 to 25 seconds. I think my steeps weren't quite long enough. Might want to experiment with that a little, but I think this tea can take it, at least at this temperature. Your results may vary. I did get a lot of bits through, but that's okay. Overall, still looks like a great tea liquid. It's definitely a lot deeper in color now. There's a good amount of leaf bits floating around, but that's okay. Nice thing about brewing at such a low temperature too is I don't have to wait like 5 minutes for it to cool off for me to drink it. Yeah, now it's really opening up. Yeah, nice thick body, a little bit of like a tart like fruitiness in there that I find really, really nice. And it like coats the mouth. Just very easy drinking, very warm, inviting. It's it's kind of like getting a nice hug, you know. It's just really calming, relaxing. I don't know if it's true. I was reading that brewing tea at lower temperatures allows more L-theanine to be released, whereas high temperatures allows for more caffeine to be released. So brewing at low temperatures essentially is a more calming experience, whereas higher temperatures is a more invigorating experience. I'm not sure if that's true, but that sounded kind of like a interesting thing to me, and maybe that's why I like white tea so much, is you brew at a lower temperature. Same with, I've been pretty into green lately, as you've seen. But I very much enjoy this tea. If they do it often, I don't know if they do Moonwaffles every year, or if it's kind of a drop they do here and there. But it might be a go-to for me. To me, the price is right. $36 for a 200-gram cake. 25-gram sample is $6. Can't really go wrong. It's really quality. I enjoy the flavor. Already tastes like it's a little aged. It's sweet. It's warm. Easy to drink. Nothing. No crazy flavors or anything. A little bit of floralness in there. Yeah, it's just really nice, really inviting, and I honestly think it'd probably do well as a really nice iced tea too. Even if you wanted to add a little honey or something, maybe you're at the end of your steeps and you just stick it in a bottle with some water and stick it in your fridge for a day. That might be pretty good too. I'll have to give that a shot. But yeah, I think that's all I have for this video on this 2024 White2tea Moonwaffles. Let me know what you think. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more tea content. Thanks for watching. See ya.